Oh, there. Sorry. Hello there, it's Stella. I'm alone this time, so this is weird. But if you have seen my Instagram, you know that I draw. I've been drawing since, for as long as I can remember. I've always been doodling on paper and just drawing, but I didn't get my first real sketchbook until December of 2014. And recently, me and my sister have been clearing things out of our room, and we're going to rearrange things, paint the walls, and really just have a fresh start for the new year. And we sorted through our bin of sketchbooks. I've never thrown away any sketchbooks. I have a hard time throwing away any piece of artwork I've ever made, even if it is just a doodle on paper, because every piece feels like a part of my journey, and it doesn't feel right to lose those things. So today, we're going to be doing a sketchbook tour, but it's going to be my sketchbook from 2014. From when I was 15 years old. I have many sketchbooks. Obviously, that's a stupid thing to say. Anyway, it mainly takes place within 2015, but it starts December 2014. This is my first sketchbook. I've had sketchbooks before, but this is the first one that's been dated and was actually for drawing and improvement. Because although I've been drawing my whole life, it wasn't until I was about 13 to 14 years old that I really started drawing as a means of expression, because I found other ways to express that. I used to do base art on DeviantArt, but that's another video. I used to do Make a Dance art, but 2013, mid-2014, around there would be when I really started drawing. So I had a little bit of improvement, but this is really old. It looks nothing like the pieces I do now. I have my tiny book, my travel book, that I started in December of last year, early December. So I'm going to show you one piece from this just to let you know I can draw, because this might give you the impression I can't. But I tried to look through my sketchbooks before, and I always react cringily. I didn't like the pieces. There was a point in my life where I couldn't even look at the last drawing I did in my current sketchbook because I'd find a reason to hate it again. And over the past year, in 2018, I tried really hard to not have that mindset with myself and to not be as hard on myself as I was. And I feel I'm in a better headspace now that I can look at these and appreciate them as stepping stones instead of something that isn't worth appreciating. So I'm trying to delay looking into this because I know what the first page is, and whatever. Let's just look into the sketchbook, shall we? Okay, So I don't have a tripod, so I have to hold the iPad. So if I sound louder all of a sudden, it's because it's like right in my face. And also, if it gets wobbly, it's because I'm holding it with my hand. So first of all, before I crack this thing open, I'm going to show you one drawing from my mini book. I think I've only ever posted one drawing from this on Instagram, but just to, you know, get an idea of where my art is now. I'm not really going to comment on these because I plan on doing a tour of this anyway, but recently I've been trying to encourage myself to try things that I don't typically do and push myself. Just so you know, I can draw. So here is my name. This has 70 pages, but I don't know if I've removed any. I don't think I did. I might have, though. It's from December 2014 to February 2015. None of these are dated. I know that. I didn't start dating them until after this book. So, this is a drawing of Lizzie from Black Butler. If you're thinking that makes no sense, that doesn't look like Lizzie. She was my favorite character, so I drew her a lot and never really in the same outfit or style as the series. So you're going to see her a lot in this book. I drew this one in the car. I remember this one. Please, oh my god. Oh no. It was a stepping stone though, you know. No, I did not like that one, I guess. These look so blank now. That's so weird. when you don't want to draw the other eye. I think I've only ever drawn her a couple times. This is Mai from Ghost Hunt, which is an anime that is just wonderful. I highly recommend it. If you like ghost shows, it's pretty much a ghost show on anime steroids. It's a drawing of my sister. It fits in... Yeah, this one was in December, so... I'll touch on that later, but that's of my older sister, Alex. And it was before 2016, no, 15. This kind of stemmed into it, I guess. Well, yeah. Quick story of it is, my older sister was in a car accident. She's alive. That makes it sound like she's dead. She's alive. But things changed a lot during 2015, and I realized that a lot of my sketchbooks might show that change. But regardless, a picture of my older sister. I remember my mom loving this drawing a lot. I think I started this sketchbook on my way on a road trip to see my family. And I drew this one in the kitchen of a rental house. And people were coming over and my mom kept going like, oh, look in her sketchbook. She drew this wonderful picture of this girl laying down. I remember my mom loving this so much. That's Mai again. I think we watched that on the way there. Oof. Oh my god, her eyes. I don't know why,
but I had this thing where I drew the faces, like, really wide. And obviously, it's Soul Eater knows. I was trying really hard to copy Soul Eater as an art style. Not really copy it, but it obviously played a heavy inspiration for me. That ties into, this is Tilt. She's an OC of mine I made when I was 13. I still have her. I just redeveloped her, but she was an OC for Soul Eater. That's as much as I'm going to say there. And that's where a lot of the Soul Eater influence comes from. I was obsessed with Soul Eater as a series at one point. Black Butler as well, but that one wasn't as, like, it wasn't similar to the way I was obsessed with Soul Eater. Black Butler, I liked the series as it was. Soul Eater, I enjoyed the world that it built, and I enjoyed exploring that, as opposed to the actual series itself. No, that's just a blank page of nothing. Why is her nose so pointy, man? What the... Why? Infamous. I drew this, knew who I drew, and then immediately forgot, and now every time I see this, I try desperately to remember who I drew. Because she has freckles. And that should be a sign as who it is, because I don't have a lot of characters, or know a lot of characters with freckles. But I can't identify who this is. So... I hate this one. I was really proud of it when I drew it. But I think what I hate so much about it is I was mimicking too much. That it's very obvious I was mimicking... Hi, Sophie.
I have a ghost story.
Okay. Share it with the class.
Okay. I was getting dressed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd barely gotten my underwear on. I got like 1 foot in, okay?
Okay.
The door, which is locked, okay, pops open a little.
Okay.
So I look over and I'm like, maybe someone didn't know I was in here, and then it closed. And I was like, okay. Finished getting my underwear on, go to put my bra on. It opens like this. It opens like a peak. And it just starts hovering like back and forth.
Oh.
So I was just like, is someone trying to prank me? I go over, open the door, there's no one.
Oh my god.
I was...
I'm sorry, that sounds awful.
It was.
This is based off of a plush of Ciel where he's dressed as a cow. I got it for Christmas. My dog tried to take it. Obviously the eye looks a lot like Black Butler style, if you could say that. But I remember being kind of proud of this when I drew it, but now that I look back on it, it doesn't hold as much of me in it, and I think that's why I don't like it. Oh, there's my old signature. I didn't even realize that's on every drawing. I remember loving this one. I had this, okay, this is Lizzie again, but I remember I loved drawing eyes like this, and I always drew her eyes like that, and I don't really know why. I think because they look doughy, but it doesn't even really match up with what her eyes even look like. Not that I ever go too strictly off of other people's art styles, but I don't know why I drew her eyes that way. It doesn't look bad. It looks very stylized, but I remember loving how I drew her eyes before. I hate this. Oh, no. This is my sister's OC. His name was Heedle. He's from Soul Eater as well. We were both obsessed with Soul Eater. We both had OCs, and yes, they were all friends. Which, you know, hasn't really changed to now. Still a big storyteller, I am. But his eyes look so weird. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Oh, that actually scared me. Ew, what is that? Ooh, oh no. Ew, oh God. No, that's unsettling. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Oh. It's a drawing I did of me and my sister. That's Sophia. Not the older sister, younger sister. And, oh, I remember that. That's cute. Should I draw that? Might be fun. No comment. I was so proud of this. I was so incredibly proud of this. I think this is also I watched that recently when I got this sketchbook, so I was drawing a lot of her. But this is also but I was really proud because it was like, I actually got the head in proportion with the body properly, and I actually like drew a good head and body, and I was really proud of it. I think I really used reference for this. I'm pretty sure I used reference for this. I can't imagine I didn't. But I was still incredibly proud of that. This is... My sister thought my book was hers because I let her make this list. And then she... Who the fuck is Yoriki? Norigami. Okay. But I let her make this list. And then she immediately went to the next page because it was sitting in front of her, and she thought it was her sketchbook. So she drew an entire, like, 3 pages of my sketchbook until she realized that it wasn't hers. Pretty sure this was a redraw, which was weird for me to do at that time because I wasn't really that much better than I was when I initially drew this, but I was still very proud of it. That's Kaide. That's another OC. It's kind of a shared OC between me and my sister. She's gorgeous. Ugh. Why does she look like a who? Is this Dr. Seuss? Ew. That's Angel, another Soul Eater OC. This is Miki. Now, you're gonna see a lot of her, because she's iconic. She's another Soul Eater character. I'm gonna come completely clean. She was an OC with Krona. Yes, I'm that person. She's much different than she was back then now. I changed her, developed her, made her different and such. I have a hard time letting go of OCs. I feel like once I make them, they're just kind of permanent. So I have a hard time letting go of them or getting rid of them. But she's much different than she was back then. She had a very convoluted backstory. And none of it lined up with her personality. I hope I'm not doing that now. I hope I'm much better now. This one is Emily, which is my sister's OC. It was kind of my sister's mascot, if that makes sense. I just noticed that the faces started getting narrower. When did that start happening? I didn't even realize that. Well, I didn't realize it when I was... I did realize that. I did realize that now. But I didn't even realize... I guess you never really do realize when you start improving. Till you look back. That's Maria. She's another Soul Eater OC. She's attached to Miki. Oh my god. Why did I do her dirty like this? Whoa, Annie, what happened? I always felt really bad because people always said Annie had a big nose, and I'm like, I also have Annie's nose. Didn't do wonders for my self-esteem at 14. This is Christine. She's attached to Tilt. I remember being incredibly proud of this. Why did I draw profiles like that? Ugh. That's how much we have left. If you're wondering about the discoloration, my brother spilled Pepsi on my sketchbooks. Not younger brother, older brother. I pronounced her name Sage, and she was supposed to be Japanese. So I named her Sage, and that doesn't make any sense. Her name is different now. Her name is not Sage anymore. I think it's Soujiro. And she's no longer a she, I'm pretty sure. Yes. It's no longer a she. That's a boy now. That's probably why she was so hard to draw, man. But yeah, no, changed her name to Soujiro, which is an actual name instead of Spice. Oh, hey, I dated it. Thanks, that's wonderful. That makes me feel really glad. These are redraws of, like, really old drawings of mine. Like, drawings you find on scrap pieces of paper. This probably looks really familiar to some people. That's Kairi from Kingdom Hearts. I was also obsessed with Kingdom Hearts. Like, excessively obsessed with Kingdom Hearts. That's a gender-bent Sora. It looks awful. Make fun of it. And that's Shion. But dressed as Mary from Eve. I could explain that. I think this one was a self-portrait because I had this plaid skirt at one time and I loved wearing it. And I wore a headband all the time. That's Courtney. That looks awful. Courtney's an OC as well. Kyoko from Madoka Magica. Oh, little ladies. And then, remember, I still really like this one. I don't think I should. This is of Sayaka from Madoka Magica. I think I was really proud of the shading. And also I drew an arm, and I was really proud of that. So, this is a buff mermaid, I guess. Oh, no, 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 oh god. I forgot I had shit like this. Ugh, I thought I wasn't gonna cringe, but I am. I never read webcomics, but I was kind of obsessed with the idea of making one. I still am. I still do want to do that. But not like this. I forgot to write hair. I have an awful time with that. I always forget words and sentences, so it'll just end up empty. Oh my god. Wait, that contradicts with cutting it every day. Man, I was a dumbass. Anytime you go to the hairdresser. What does this even mean? I feel like I know what it means, but like I hate it. Oh my god. It's just a story of a girl who really hates anytime she gets her hair cut. Okay. nothing ever changed, there wouldn't be butterflies. I read that wrong, but there'd be no butterflies. I didn't make that. That was a quote. I also can't write in cursive, so that was not me. This is Tilt again. Obviously she's my edgelord. That last comic was Tilt as well. She's my edgelord OC, or at least was. I hope I don't have any more of those. But I remember I was really proud of this drawing, but everyone was really confused by it. Like, they didn't like it, and it kind of hurt my feelings. Because they'd always, like, go talk about my other drawings and go like, oh, that was really good. And I'm like, I didn't even like that drawing. Why doesn't anybody like this drawing? And I kind of realized why people didn't comment on this one. Because it's not... It's bad. Because, like, her neck and head don't look bad, but her eye is way too big. I don't know. Okay. That's Tilt and Christine. I don't know why their noses are so big. What does she look like? She looks like a cartoon character from something. I don't know what, though. It looks wrong. I don't know who this is. I don't think this is anyone. This is somebody else's Model Magic OC. I didn't write down the person's name, though. I never even talked to them. I just drew their OC because I found it. This is Juliet, my sister's OC. I'm sorry. I just used my middle finger. I flipped you off for a second there. Oops. This is my sister's OC, Juliet. And then another one of her OCs, Gabriella. Which I drew. I should probably draw them much better now. This is Courtney Minor. She was like my mascot character. I drew her all the time. If I didn't know who to do on a base, it was always Courtney. Because, I don't know. She's just who I always drew. She developed into her own character, but she was kind of a persona at first. That's my sister's. Oh, no. Okay, this is Popcorn Princess. She says, oh, Glob, because she was an Adventure Time OC. Okay, now that that's out of the way. This is Cho. This is also my sister's OC. Oh, good God. This is Satomi. Oh, she was from the same thing as Sojiro. That is also her, but she's saying no. I think I drew it like somebody else. I think I've referenced it. And then that's Tilt again, except I cut her hair in version 1.2. Oh, I redrew a really old drawing of her. Oh God. Oh, no, no, no. Me and my sister had this thing where we were these are all Satomi and Sojiro. We were under the impression that for some reason or another that names in Japanese were written in katakana for some reason. I think it's because if you took my name and any English name and put it into, like, were to write it in Japanese characters, you would use katakana. So we thought all names were written in katakana because our own names would be written in katakana. But that is not the case. That is not how names work. That's never how they worked. This one would make sense. There's nothing wrong with that one. Maria. Maria would be written in katakana. That's not wrong, but that one is. Oh, whoa. I remember this one. I don't feel like it was that long ago. That's so weird. I didn't realize it was in my first sketchbook. That's wicked, man. I obviously got too lazy to draw any more flowers than that. And also her legs are really bowed. I had a problem with that. I bowed legs a lot. And in full bodies, like, I bowed the legs excessively. That's tilt again. That's a big bow, man. Also got too lazy to actually draw a hairstyle. I remember really liking this one. I still kind of do. It's cute. Maybe I'd redo that one. I can't do realism. That's just not my forte. I started dating them. Whoa, wait. All of those drawings took place within like a very short amount of time. How often did I used to draw? My God. Well, this one is January 27th. I just realized that this sketchbook took place within just 3 months, right? Yeah, just 3 months. That's a very short amount of time. That's Maria, again. I think I was really proud of that body. I can kind of understand why. It's not fantastic, but it's not awful. Now this one is not good. I was trying to do an angle. I don't know why I tried. Well, no, you try things even if you don't think you can. But I tried to angle the face, but I could barely draw faces straight on. Ayaka, that's my sister's OC. Ew. What is that? It doesn't look human. I don't like it. That was a self-portrait. Trying to draw profiles. I kind of can now, so that's good. I don't have these OCs anymore. I don't remember their names either. They were OCs for Noragami. I scrapped them. Because they're... Although, I guess I didn't really scrap them. I just changed it, and they're no longer for Noragami. But that would be what that is. All of those were within 1 day. I can barely draw one drawing. Oh my God, that's weird. It's weird that I would draw so frequently. I don't remember it being that frequent. I guess I did. It's kind of, I guess it's just kind of weird because like I don't draw. I draw often, but maybe it's because I spend more time on one piece as opposed to multiple, where before I didn't really spend that much time on a single piece. I'd rush it a lot. Oh my God. What are you wearing? Me. It's me in the club. What is that? That's a wonderful outfit. That's the little girl from the group drawing. Oh. Okay, this one's confusing. I don't think I referenced this, which is pretty impressive. but her head is really small and her legs are long. But it's not bad. I was really proud of that. I still am. I'm not gonna take that away. Oh my god. Oh no. I watched Haikyuu. I wish I dated this. I imagine it took place probably the day after that. I watched Haikyuu. I loved it. I still love it. I'm not very up to date on it anymore. I don't watch it nearly as... I watched the second season, and that's as far as I've gone. But I still love volleyball. This would be a cover photo for a song I wrote. Me. Not you. Not you. Me. It's just a person in a pot. I reference this one. I reference this one heavily. That's Tilt again. I drew her a lot. I think she was exclusively all I drew for a good point in my life. That's Tilt again. Why are these so small? Look. They're like miniature people. How did I think I could... I think I wasn't confident in drawing these at all, so I drew them really small. I tended to do that. If I wasn't confident in something, I drew it very small, which made it more difficult to add details, which could have made me more proud of a piece. Was trying to redraw stuff. That's Angel again. She has a scar on her left boobie. It's an S. There's Lizzie again. I cosplayed Lizzie. I think that's why I drew her so much. Because that's the outfit I used to wear to cosplay her. And this was referenced heavily, but it still looks good. That's not a bad thing. Reference isn't a bad thing, especially when you're learning. That's a nice eye. And then there's this tiny girl sitting. That's Tilt again. My god. Then again, I guess I could go through a sketchbook now and go, oh, that's Muchie again. This is the last page. We're ending with a banger. That's how I ended the sketchbook. I drew this in the corner of a page. And it's not even funny. I was on Tumblr a lot when I drew in this sketchbook. Therefore, the comics had that same energy. Never thinking like, oh, let's go through your old Tumblr. That shit's cringy. I barely ever really posted actual things on there. I just reblogged a lot. Anyway, that was my sketchbook from 2015. Hang on. That's right. Sometimes I go through my old sketchbooks, and although I don't think they're bad, I don't think I should throw away those pieces and such. They're still important to me, but sometimes I look back, and although I know I was learning, I need to remind myself that I can draw, because I get lost in like, man, I couldn't draw hands back then, and then I just have to go through again and remember that I can do those things. But it's fun, but then it's also a major killjoy.
sun went down. So that was my first sketchbook. I'm planning on doing I'm planning on doing sketchbook tours of all of my old sketchbooks, and I assure you some of them will have much more to be said about it. I didn't have a lot to say about a lot of the pieces, but some of them I did have a lot to say about them. So yeah, I just explained that. I'm hoping to go through all of my sketchbooks as a sketchbook tour to kind of, one, I'm going to put these in storage. They're not going to be easy to access anymore, and to maybe have a digital copy of these things. Because although I don't consider myself a traditional artist, any finished piece I consider finished is digital. I really did get my start with traditional means because I didn't have access to programs and tools that I do now. All I had was a pencil and printer paper. And you don't need to buy expensive things to start drawing. You don't need to buy a $1,000 drawing tablet to start drawing. Just a piece of paper and a pencil is enough. The only thing it takes to learn to draw is to try and is to start. Anybody can draw, it just takes time. And don't think you can't. Never doubt that you will get there someday. Your pace may be different than others, but you will get there someday. And I don't know if it will, but sometimes when I see other people's art, especially back then and especially throughout the years, it encouraged me, realizing that everybody started in kind of the same place I did. Nobody started drawing masterpieces, and very few people are even drawing masterpieces. You'll always be learning, and you'll never really stop learning. And don't hold yourself back by saying you're going to, I want to draw that, but I'm not good enough yet. Don't hold yourself back with that, because you'll never learn how to draw it unless you try, and you'll never stop learning. Therefore, if you put it off until you're done learning, you'll never draw it. And that's something I had to realize was trying. There's a point where I went through a standstill, a stall. You'll probably see that sketchbook. And where I wasn't trying anything new. And it was because I was too scared of not being able to. And at some point I got sick of that. I got sick of thinking I couldn't. And I hope this sketchbook, or future sketchbooks of mine, inspire you? And inspire a drive for art or to improve, even if it's not drawing, even if it's something else. I hope it helps seeing where someone started, because I know it always helped me. Anyway, I guess that's it. I rambled a bit there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see my pretty face again, I'd really love it if you subscribed. I wasn't planning on showing my face in this video, but this is what happened. Bye-bye. Hello. Welcome to my bedroom, I guess.